Honorable members, prayers. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this Youth Impact Parliament. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the executive director of the movement. Endow members of parliament with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of this youth parliament, the interests and wishes of the members may be well and truly served, and thy good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our youth parliament, fair as it might be, a fraternity of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a fraternity of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a fraternity of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a fraternity of peace, where the youth parliament shall rest on the will of its members and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Youth Impact Parliament, Ghana, and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, you may resume your seat. Honorable members, we'll proceed to item 2 on today's order paper, communication from founders. Honorable members of the First Parliament, the founder and his two co-founders, highly appreciate the First Parliamentarians for their efforts in aiding this Parliament set the pace for its successive parliaments. As First Parliamentarians, we have observed a number of returning MPs, and we are excited of their interest to retain their status as members of Parliament in the Second Parliament. As this Parliament will be dissolved today, we wish the non-returning MPs the best in their endeavors. Youth Impact Parliament shall become a model youth parliament for all youth parliaments in Ghana. God bless you all for your services. Honourable members, we'll proceed to item 3 on today's order paper, communication from Speaker. Honourable members, today marks our last sitting, which is the 7th sitting of the second session of the First Parliament, dubbed the 10th Parliamentary Sitting. I would like to put on record that we held sittings in each month except December and January of 2021 and 2022 respectively. As we proceed with the last sitting, I want to encourage honorable members to help us manage time. This is because the new parliament will be formed today right after dissolution. Let's close docket on business and successfully dissolve the first parliament. Thank you. Honorable members, item 4 on the order paper, adoption of order paper. The order paper for this sitting, you all have it. Any comments or submissions on the order paper? In the absence of any comments, can the majority leader move a motion? Honorable Second Deputy Speaker. Microphone.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the House. With item 7, per our findings, it's to be noted that the said things there are not ready. So, if I want to suggest, before moving a motion, if we could take it out now, since we are also far behind time, I think it will help. With your permission, if I may move a motion.
So you are proposing that since the certificates are not in yet, we should defer it to the inauguration.
Yes,
Probably at the end, we would award it.
Yes, please.
Okay, kindly move a motion that item 7 be deferred to the inaugural sitting.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I kindly move a motion that item 7 should be deferred to the first
sitting of
to the first sitting of the second parliament. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable Deputy Majority Leader, kindly second the motion.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I respond to the name Hubert Agbaxode. I beg to second the motion moved by my honorable member. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded. I now put the question to the House. All honorable members in favor say aye. Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Therefore, item 7 on the order paper is accordingly deferred to the inaugural sitting. Honorable members, any comments on the adoption of the order paper? In the absence of any comments, can the Majority Leader move a motion that the order paper be adopted for today's sitting?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the August House. Mr. Speaker, in the absence of any further deliberation, I move for the acceptance of the order paper for this sitting. Thank you very much.
Seconder to the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion moved by our honorable member. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded for the adoption of the order paper. I now put the question to the House. All members in favor say aye. Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Therefore, this order paper stands as business to be transacted for the last sitting of the first parliament. Honorable members, we proceed to item 5 on today's order paper. Introduction of guests and members of the first parliament. Honorable members, none of the invited guests are here as of now, so we'll just proceed with the first parliamentarians. The second parliamentarians would introduce themselves at the first sitting of the second parliament. So for now, if you are not part of the first parliament, do not introduce yourself. So we'll start from the minority side. You tell us your name, just as how we do it, without your constituency.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I respond to the name Hubert Agbaxode, the minority leader and then acting minority, the deputy minority leader and acting minority leader for today's sitting. Thank you very much.
Next person. Oh, please, minority, introduce yourself. Let's finish with the minority side, then we'll go to the majority side. Oh, okay, then let's go to the majority side.
I'm the last person who introduces myself.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker and the August House. I don't know why my boss has refused to introduce himself first, but as a good person as I am, they say leadership by example. So I'll help my caucus. My name is Adiche Felix Kwakye, and I am on the majority side, the first deputy speaker of this August House. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so just quote.
Introduce yourself.
Please proceed with the introduction.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I respond to the name Selom Agbavo, the Deputy Majority Leader to this August House. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and August House. My name is Wanda Nicodemus Jameshi, Youth MP and then Majority Chief Whip. In fact, the one who made sure that Majority always have the number for commencement of business. Can I hear you for that?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. My name is Vixen Bryce Solom, the Deputy Majority Whip. Thank you. Deputy Majority Leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the August House. My name is Evans Gidi, Deputy Chief Whip of Majority Leader. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Deputy Chief Whip, Majority Side, or Majority Caucus.
Okay.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker in the House. My name is Amanor, the second Deputy Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament, and then the Chairperson of the Privileges Committee. Not to forget the fact that the booster for the Minority Caucus. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, just as a reminder, we are streaming live on Youth Impact Parliament Facebook page. Majority Leader, do you have? Let's hear from him. Please use the microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the August House. Mr. Speaker, it is no fault of ours that they have one minority. It is no fault of ours. But Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor, Majority Leader of this August House, and I'm from Ningo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable members, I'm Jones Amegashie-Viglo, Speaker of First Parliament. Honorable members, we'll proceed to the next part of today's order paper. Commencement of conclusive business. Item 6, statement on impact of First Parliament. The Majority Leader will give us that. Second Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the August House. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity to make a statement on the impact of the First Parliament. Mr. Speaker, once again, and all members present, it is important that we know that this particular movement and Parliament had been created to give all youths the opportunity to be groomed in public speaking, family and culture norms, and as well as development. And it is exciting to note that over the 1-year period of the existence of the Youth Impact Parliament, numerous achievements have been chalked as far as the development of youth and its members. It must also be noted that over the last 1 year, we have been able to develop the capacity of our members, which include the real-time opportunity in public speaking, as well as I can count majority of our members in the beginning of this particular movement had issues facing crowd and speaking. But as well as today, I'm sure all of you can attest to the very fact that we are making progress. It is also important to note that the movement had been able to get for the SRC of Whole Technical University some executives which are among us. Honorable members, I wish to introduce that this Parliament had produced the current Vice President of HTU SRC in the person of Bright Stalom Vixen in our mix. The movement has also produced the SRC Finance Officer in the person of Honorable Hubert Agbaxode. The Parliament has also produced the current chairperson for the Project and Asset Committee chairperson in our midst. The Parliament has also produced our former Chief Justice clerks of the HTU SRC Parliament. It is important to note that all this had been achieved through the rigorous training and opportunity that has been given to our members. Honorable members, this Parliament had organized 10 leadership seminars that was done virtual, of which we had the likes of Honorable Edem Agbana, Honorable Peter Notukote, and the likes of Honorable Angela Addo of UNYA Ghana. And this has equally given us the opportunity to learn from all these experienced people. And I'm praying and hoping that in the second Parliament we'll be able to do more, as we wish that in the coming years, as Mr. Speaker have rightly said, that we should be able to be the model parliament for all youth parliaments in Ghana. That in time to come, we should be able to get invitation to national televisions to speak on national issues and also to get opportunity to represent youth on statutory bodies that represent youth in all of our country. So we pray that as we proceeding into the second Parliament, we will achieve more. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Honorable members, the Majority Leader has delivered his statements on the impact of first Parliament. Any contribution from honorable members? Any contribution from honorable members? Honorable Salom.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker in this August House. I respond to the name Selom Agbavo. This House has produced leaders that we can boast of. This House, one way or the other, has reformed behaviors, has given us opportunities which we can boast of. For that, we are grateful to this very movement. What I would like to add is the growth and impact of the Youth Impact Parliament in the youth. It is of great opportunity that we have this Parliament here today. And it's because of the efforts of some vibrant youth that we have this opportunity, and we need to thank them for that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any further comments? Honorable members, I must also acknowledge that the first Parliament has indeed helped many of us, where we've been able to learn and then get equipped in terms of leadership and then parliamentary business. I therefore wish to say that the founders of this movement, which has finally led to the Parliament, has indeed done well. I congratulate you all. Honorable members, we move to order number 8. The adoption of standing orders of YIP. Honorable members, we've been using a standing order here, a drafted standing order, where all honorable members are previewed to. On this note, we will be adopting it and then be going through it in our first sitting in the second Parliament to make amendments if there need be. I therefore call on the Majority Leader to move a motion for the adoption of the standing orders of Youth Impact Parliament, and that will equally be seconded by the Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and our guest house. Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of our standing order pending the necessary input that will be made on floor at our first sitting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion moved by my Honorable Majority Leader. Thank you.
Honorable members, I therefore put the question. All honorable members in favor of the adoption of the standing orders of YIP should say aye. Aye. Those not in favor say no. Honorable members, on this note, the standing orders of Youth Impact Parliament has successfully been adopted. Honorable members, we move to order number 9. I therefore call on the first Deputy Speaker to deliver a report on the appointment committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker and the August House, for the opportunity. I'll quickly zoom into the report as I have it here. Appointments Committee reports on youth MPs appointed for the second Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament by the first Deputy Speaker. Mr. Speaker, your committee on appointments successfully vetted the applicants for the second Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament in consultation with the Directorship of the Youth Impact Movement. Mr. Speaker, the entire process started after the movement declared that 93 constituencies will be open for application in the formation of the second Parliament of YIP. The 93 constituencies from Volta, Oti, Eastern, and Greater Accra regions. Mr. Speaker, from 1st June to 10th June, nominations were opened for the first batch of applicants. At the end of the nominations, there were 40 applications. In the situation where more than one person applies for the same constituency, they were vetted for one person to be selected and others redesignated to other constituencies, whereas there was only one constituency. The applicant was confirmed for that constituency with less questioning. This means that all 40 applications were redesignated to a constituency each, and every member among that 40 had a constituency. Mr. Speaker, from 1st July to 10th July and extended to 10th August, we had 49 applications. 2 applications withdrew later, and in all we had 47 applications, and they were designated to constituencies. Mr. Speaker, on 1st August, 71 applicants were confirmed appointed for their respective designated constituencies by the Executive Director of the movement. Since some seats are left, we proceeded to designate and confirm applicants for the remaining seat on 10th August. Mr. Speaker, below are the confirmed youth MPs and constituencies. Honorable members, I will proceed to go over the list as confirmed by the leadership of the House and of the movement. Please, some of the constituency names are quite a jaw-breaking one, and some honorable members have very interesting names. So pardon me if I don't get it exactly right. So from the very first constituency we have here, we have Adaklu constituency, and then the name here is Aku Orison Bright, and he will be on the majority side. The next is Afajato South, which is Adiche Felix Kwakye on the majority side. Agoti Meziopi, we have Agbo, Raymond, Elikem. For Akachi North, we have Agbaxode Hubert.
Akachi South, we have Yejesiwo Frank. Anglo, we have Jamesi Wonder Nicodemus. Central Town, we have Honorable Glipo Obed Chris. Whole Central, Honorable Abude Harriet Senanu. Whole West, Honorable Kwakye Godwin Yao. Hohoe, we have Honorable Vixen Bright Selom. Keta, we have Honorable Agbavo Selom. Ketu North, we have Honorable Dwamekpo Innocent. Ketu South, Fianco Samson Yao. Pando, Kofi Kuma Bless. North Dain, Anku Eric Asante. North Tong, we have Agbe Maklido Godson. Kweku all. Then, okay, I'm moving to the 17th one. We have South Dain, represented by Honorable Boatin Eric Selom on the minority side. South Tong, we have Asase Vanessa on the minority side. And moving to the Ashanti side, we have Akan, which is represented by Gagbo Evans on the majority side. Biakoe, we have Belly Courage Jr. on the majority side. Boem, we have Zon Veroja on the minority side. Krachi East, we have Honorable Kwansa Harry Kweku on the majority side. Krachi Nchumuru, we have Honorable Amphobia Kwakye Dorcas on the majority side. Krachi West, we have Honorable Gidi Evans on the majority side. Nkwanta North, we have Honorable Kublenu Prince Mauli on the majority side. We have Nkwanta South, Honorable Yajo Kweku Enoch. We have Abetifi, Honorable Dumenu Henrietta on the majority side. We have Honorable Abirem Bevuandi Owen Deladem on the majority side. For Abuakwa North constituency, we have Honorable Osei Michael Ofori. Abuakwa South, we have Honorable Afuakwa Daniel. At Chiase, we have Honorable Tamaklo Nicholas, all on the majority side. Afram Plains, we have Honorable Koji Francis. Afram Place South, we have Honorable Mapok Charles Kwame. Afram Plains, okay, that's Akim Oda. Achim Oda, we have Honorable Awil Vincent. Achim Suedru, we have Honorable Agoso Believe, all on the minority side. We have Akropong, for Akropong constituency, we have Honorable Adamu Osman on the minority side. No, that's majority. Then we have Honorable Agbenyenu Reynolds for Ekwapim South, also on the minority side. We have Akwetia constituency represented by Honorable Muhammad Amin Abdul Aziz on the minority side. We have Honorable Wayo Daniel representing Asine Akroso Manso constituency on the majority side. We have Honorable Amesimeku Fortune Maulom representing the Esujamai constituency, also on the minority side. We have Atiwa East, Atiwa West, Fantiakwa North, Fantiakwa South, and Kade being, and then Lower West Achim being vacant here. We also have Honorable Adelakui Ishmael Doji from the minority representing Ayenswano constituency. We have for Lower Manya Krobo constituency, we have Honorable Gakpe Augusta Akpene being part of the minority. We have Honorable Nyami Ejako Joseph from the majority representing Impraiso constituency. We have Honorable Asafo Emmanuel from the minority
representing New Dwamben North. And for New Dwamben South, we have Honorable Duho Bright, a member of the majority side of the House. For Ngoko constituency, we have Honorable Nadozi Sheriff on the majority side. For Nsawam Aduajiri constituency, we have Honorable Akabo Joshua on the majority side. We have Honorable Mbri Prince representing the Afwase Ayerbi constituency, also on the minority side. We have Amevo Cyril Kekeli, part of the majority, representing the Okere constituency. We have for Suhum constituency, Honorable Ohini Charlotte MFA on the majority side. For Upper Manya Krobo, we have Honorable Baini Theophilus for majority. We have for Upper West Achim, we have Ahiagbenyo Emilia also on the minority side. Honorable members will be served copies of this document, so you can pronounce it your own way. This is my little way of pronouncing it, putting the alphabet together one by one, so pardon me. Honorable members, I'm finishing up that portion with the 33rd name representing the Ilo Krobo constituency, which is the Honorable Kwakye Millicent Moko on the majority side. Honorable members, we move to the next set of names. The number one here is Honorable Manju Faith on the minority side, representing the Ablekuma Central constituency. We have Ablekuma North, represented by Honorable Alonyo Bright John Kola. We have Ablekuma South, represented by Honorable Ahianu Erasmus Kofi. We have Ablekuma West, represented by Honorable Safuru Daniel Asa. We have Adan, represented by Honorable Dete Silas Tete. On the majority side, we have Honorable Ahiadeke Emmanuel. From the minority side, representing Adenta, we have Honorable Kudo Jaka Priska, representing the majority side, a member of the majority side, representing the Amasaman constituency. For Anya Sotuum constituency, we have Honorable Apreku Richard Yao on the majority side. For Ashaiman constituency, we have Honorable Akim Razak representing the majority. We have Honorable Ali Gabas Osman representing the Ayawaso Central constituency on the minority side. For Ayawaso East, we have Honorable Ali Ibrahim Nuhu, represent a member of the majority side. We have for Ayawaso North, we have Honorable Edu Kobi Ishmael Kulan Jr. Very interesting name. On the majority side, we have Ayawaso West Wogon, represented by Honorable Ampedu Samuel Kisi on the majority side. We have Botiano Ngleshi Amanfrom, represented by Honorable Muhammad Seydou Zayad on the minority side. We have Dade Kotopong, represented by Honorable Afeti Wanda Yao on the majority side. We have Domi Kwabenya, represented by Adai Prisla Efriye on the majority side. Domia Bra Obum by Honorable Mante Kendall Elizabeth on the minority side. We have Kole Klote, represented by Honorable Amenya Richard Kojo on the majority side. We have Pung Katamanso, represented by Honorable Agbaxode Janet Elom on the minority side. We have Krowo, represented by Honorable Kojopa Eric Kosi on the majority side. We have Lejokuku constituency, represented by Honorable Ofei Emmanuel Obeng on the majority side. We have from Madina constituency, Edu Stanley Kojo Kwansa on the minority side. Ningo Pram Pram, we have Honorable Amanor David Na on the majority side. For Ododo Dio constituency, we have Honorable Ochredaku Joel on the minority side. For Okaikwe Central, we have Honorable Akoto Elijah Kofi on the minority. We have for Okaikwe South, Honorable Mensa Wisdom on the minority side. We have for Okaikwe North, Ahun Adrena on the minority side. For Sege constituency, we have Honorable Sodoji Enoch Kwame. For Shai Osudoku, we have Honorable Ahaji Emmanuel Edem, all on the minority side. We have Honorable Awuni John, representing Tema Central. We have Honorable Ishon Augustus Ajay, representing Tema East. Tema West, we have Honorable Dogbefu Pejita Abena on the majority side, all on the majority side. Then we have Trobu constituency, represented by Honorable Dokuma Edmond Kekeli on the minority side. We have Weja Bawe, represented by Honorable Abdul Rahman Abdul Fatau on the majority side. Honorable members, as it stands now, these are the gallant honorable members that have successfully completed their campaign process, were able to sail through from their party primaries, and then they were able to win over their constituencies and will be legislators in this house. Honorable members, if you like what I'm saying, give me a yeah. Honorable members, with the caliber of persons that we have in this house that will be coming up, it is promisingly going to be very interesting, because these are people who have the requisite skills. They are cooked in their own way. So I implore all of us to always avail ourselves for sittings, to always participate when need arises, and also make sure that we put in our best for the betterment of the Youth Impact Parliament and the foundation, as well as the movement as a whole. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah. Honorable members, the first Deputy Speaker has presented the Appointments Committee report on the designation and appointment of the members of Parliament of the Second Parliament. Honorable members, are there any commentaries on his report? Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the Caucus House. I respond to the name Selom Agbavo. I would like to commend our first Deputy Speaker, Honorable Felix Adiche, for delivering a good speech on the committee report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, yes, second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and the Guest House. Indeed, the first Deputy Speaker, my boss, has done his work. But then, I have a little to say. Just as we've been experiencing in the first Parliament, I therefore want to state or emphasize that we plead, or I plead, to the MPs who are currently designated and will be leading us in the second parliament, that they should equally please take and then play their responsibility so as to enhance the betterment of Youth Impact Parliament. I also want to put this to the first Deputy Speaker, that since this is his work, should any of the MPs not be up to task, we, the other MPs of this House, would hold him responsible. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your commentary. Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm in the person of Hubert Agbaxode, the acting Minority Leader. Thank you. I would say the first Deputy Speaker has done a yeoman's job. We congratulate him for that. So starting at where the youth impacts have started from way back last year, where I witnessed the first sitting on that fateful Saturday, where I was just passing by to see that there is something going on. What's actually going on? To witness my honorable member sitting in the chair comfortably. We've all been through the sittings, the numerous sittings that we've had, and then we can see on the page that we have about 100 plus MPs or members of parliament on the platform. But when it comes to meetings, we can see only a few, not even up to 20 at times, or at times the Right Honorable will come and then sit at the minority side just to make statements on the floor where somebody will go and chair the sitting. This is very appalling. We entreat all honorable members that are designated to the various constituencies to what? Come, not only, they shouldn't be only visitors, but they should also what? Put in their effort to come for the sitting. We are all learning for the future. So if we say we are truly the future leaders, it all starts here. It's all not about someone, or let's say Adjournment not being on the floor of parliament. Maybe we are accusing her today, but we are also here doing the same thing. So I entreat all honorable members to do due diligence. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Vixen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. Mr. Speaker, let me first of all commend our first Deputy Speaker for the excellent work done. Mr. Speaker, I have one problem this early morning. Yesterday, you said you were in the House, but those that came here, it's nothing to write home about. When you were advertising the constituency, you didn't force anybody to apply. So they have to take full responsibility if they should apply. They don't expect that the seats that we provide for them to be vacant. No. Like Amanor earlier on said, we are destined to become the future leaders, but we are not exhibiting same. So I plead with all our members seated by that, yes, we can be an advisor to our colleague, so that the strong front that I want to build will be stronger than an appetite. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. Just to add before the majority leader speaks, as you noted, even should I force anyone, he would have to go through the vigorous process of filling the Google form, submitting a CV, and then joining the form. So if indeed the person does not or is not willing, will not finish the form. And there were several people who could not finish the form because they didn't have the zeal. So for you to finish the form and to be designated, it means you are ready for the job. So I do concur to your view. Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the guest house. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, I would like to commend my good friend, Honorable Kwakye Felix, for the good work done. Please, it is Wejagbawe, not Wejegbawe. That's just by the way. Mr. Speaker, I still stand by my original position that we are not the future leaders until the MPs in the second parliament who has been designated for all the constituencies that have been mentioned by my good friend exhibit good faith for why they applied for those constituencies. Because if we should be of the argument that we are the future leaders, and then we were having the argument this morning that those at the top, who are the leaders who will be handing over to us, are not looking down at us and doing what they are supposed to do for us. Meanwhile, we at our own space, this program was supposed to commence at 9 a.m., but we all know the time that each of us have arrived here. Again, rehearsals were supposed to be yesterday, but we could all count those who were here. Even those of us who came, we came very late at our own time, and of which is very bad. I'm saying that, and I always say, and I will say, that maybe some of us may not be ending what we are doing here, for sure. And I'm giving all of you, by 2032, I'm the MP elect for Lingo Pampang constituency. Shall I hear a yeah? Yes, ready to go on seat, Honorable Sam George. Yes, that's just by the way. So it is very important that we take whatever we are doing here very seriously. As Honorable Vixen said, nobody forced you. You came by your own will. And once you came by your own will, and I'm sure if we should be here, about 89 MPs, I'm not sure we are even up to 40. And even at the first inaugural sitting, which they will be sworn in, we are not here. I beg to differ. We are not the future leaders. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader. Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. First Deputy Speaker, thank you very much for such brilliant presentation. I want to say that I always say that as young people of Ghana, we normally don't take advantage of opportunities that always come our way. Reason being that we see everything and we take it for granted, or we do it for fun. If this platform that has been created to build us as leaders, to build us as people who have the mind of becoming future MPs, future ministers, and future presidents, and we put up a character that probably we are seeing today in our current leadership, it means that this country has no future. If we, the young people, are still exhibiting what our elderly ones are doing, means we have no future. But then, as we have taken it upon ourselves to take advantage of this platform, to learn, it shouldn't just be a thing of a fun. It shouldn't just be something that you do to, also show that, oh, me too, those days, it will be part of MPs way, that kind of thing. No. It should be something we take very serious. As if we are the MPs of this country. If we put it in our mind that it's just game, like it's just for fun, you can't do the work. Put it in your mind that you are the youth MP representing your constituency. Yes, you might not be receiving anything today for that, but you definitely receive something for it tomorrow. So let us not look at today, but let's look at tomorrow and put in our best and make sure that this opportunity being given to us is taken serious, and always make sure we do the best thing. And I plead with leadership that let's not look at the numbers. If it's 20 people that are ready to be MPs, let's be ready to work with those people. And those who are not ready, let's declare their seats vacant, so other serious people can join and work with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comments. Honourable members, I believe we have heard enough on this. Honourable First Deputy Speaker, kindly move the motion for the adoption of your report that the members so mentioned in your report be stand as appointed as second parliamentarians.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I respectfully move that the report be adopted for the composition of the second parliament. I thank you all.
Thank you very much. Seconder to the motion. Honorable Vix Bright, Selam. Use the mic.
Report. Thank you very much.
Hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. I rise on my feet to accept the adoption of the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, motion moved and seconded for the adoption of the Appointments Committee report for the composition of the Second Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament. I now put the question to the House. All honorable members in favor say aye. Not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Therefore, the report stands adopted, and all youth members of parliament appointed for the second parliament duly stand appointed. Honourable members, in addition to that, take note that you ought to take your oath in the inaugural sitting, sign the oath book, and take the appointment letters. Just to note, you are reminded of your levy. Honourable First Deputy Speaker, thank you very much. Honourable members, we'll move to item 9 on the order paper. Ratification of nominations of the second parliament leadership. Honourable members, the entire leadership of the second parliament is nominated by the directorship of the movement after considerations during your vetting and looking at your forms. These are the nominations to be ratified by the House. Speaker, Jones Amegashie-Viglo. Clerk, Fredrica, Kwakye, Gyimah. Deputy Clerk, Publicity, Delphia Bukari. Deputy Clerk, Finance, Ornice Adams. Deputy Clerk, Operations, Grace Fafali Agbeli. Marshal, Enoch Nyajo. Deputy Marshal, Paul Tonchu, and Nestos Nosi. Members of Parliament to hold leadership offices. First Deputy Speaker, Felix Kwakye Adiche. Second Deputy Speaker, Vanessa Peace Asase. Majority Leader, Amanor David Narh. Minority Leader, Erasmus Ahianu. Deputy Majority Leader, Selom Agbavo. Deputy Minority Leader, Hubert Agbaxode. Majority Chief Whip, Wanda Nicodemus Jamesi. Minority Chief Whip, Godwin Yao Kwakye. First Deputy Majority Whip, Silas Tete Daite. First Deputy Minority Chief Whip, Fixin Bright Selom. Second Deputy Majority Whip, Priscilla Afriye Adai. Second Deputy Minority Whip, Janet Elom Bezuke. Honourable members, any comments on the nominations? Honourable members, any comments on the nominations? Honourable members, just to say, if these nominations are ratified, it means basically what is going to happen at the starting of the inaugural sitting is not election, but appointment. So let's take note of that. Although the session has been rehearsed, in the formation of the third parliament, it will be changed to election. Just not to disrupt what we have rehearsed, we'll go by what is there. But for the records, it is nomination and not election. In the absence of any comments, can the majority leader move a motion for the ratification of nominations of leadership for the second parliament of YIP? Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, in the House. Mr. Speaker, in the absence of any further nominations, I move for the ratification of all names mentioned as leaders of the second parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Seconder to the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion being moved by my honorable member. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded for the ratification of leadership for the second parliament of Youth Impact Parliament of Youth Impact Movement. I now put the question to the House. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Therefore, the leadership being read out do stand as leaders for the second parliament awaiting swearing in. Honorable members, we move to item 10 on the order paper. Swearing in of clerk and deputy clerks. For now, we only swear in the people who are in, and right after the dissolution, you ensure, although the MPs are yet to take their oaths, all of you present should sign the oath book and then take your appointment letters. Be reminded that you ought to pay your levy. So when there's a blockade, you know why. So, honourable members, we move to item 10 on the order paper. Swearing in of clerk and deputy clerks. So if you are the clerk and deputy clerks for the second parliament, kindly be upstanding as I swear you in. Clerk and deputy clerks, be upstanding as I swear you in. So, you know how the swearing in goes. When I say I, you bring your name, and after appointed, you bring your portfolios. And when you hear duties again, you bring your portfolios, and we'll take it through. I. Please, we want to hear them. Can someone assist them with the microphones? So we take it again. Please give it to the clerk. I, Fredrica, having been appointed the of Youth Impact Parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Youth Parliament as by law established, that I will uphold the integrity of the Parliament and the movement, that I will faithfully and consciously discharge my duties as clerk and deputy clerk of Youth Impact Parliament, and uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the standing orders of Parliament and the Constitution of the movement. And that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Parliament and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God.
So help me God.
Honourable members, by the power vested in me as Speaker, I declare them as clerk and deputy clerk appointed for the second Parliament. Honourable members, we are approaching the end of the last sitting of the first Parliament. Moving on to the last item on the order paper. Before we go to that item, the certificates for the first parliamentarians are ready. And as agreed, would award you prior to the end of the inaugural sitting. So hold on if you have not taken your certificate. Proceeding to the end of first parliamentary business. Item 11, Minority Leaders' Dissolution Remarks. I now call on Honorable Hubert Agbaxode, Deputy Minority Leader, to read the remarks on behalf of the Minority Caucus prior to the dissolution of the House.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker and the House, I count myself opportune to relay an assessment of the first parliament in the absence of Honorable Erasmus Kofi Ahiano, the minority leader who is absent due to health issues. Our gathering today is not only to inaugurate the second parliament, which will commence right after this sitting, but to celebrate the worth and impact the first parliament had on us. Mr. Speaker, by the clerk's own minute, we've heard several sittings, not forgetting some vital virtual seminars. I pray that honorable members bear ears towards a reminiscence of motions debated upon. Feast the country. These debate motions sprang up during the heated times of Feast the Country. Agenda in Ghana. It equally received a heated debate by both minority and majority. At the end, the Speaker ruled that both government and the people are to feast the country. The Ghanaian youth should seek knowledge over power. This is also one heated debate on the floor of Parliament. At the end of this debate, the Speaker ruled that the Ghanaian youth should diligently pursue both knowledge and power. Members of this noble parliament also debated on the current economic challenges in Ghana, a scrutinization of both internal and external factors, and the future of the youth. Personally, I felt this was one of the most in-depth motions we've held. This is because it focuses on the internal and external factors militating against our economy. In the end, honorable members were educated on the collective role the youth must play in order to rekindle development in Ghana. Finally, we debated on who is to be blamed for monetizing politics in Ghana. This was a fun-loving debate wherein the minority spoke against politicians, whereas the majority caucus spoke against citizens. I will entreat all honorable members to revisit this sitting on Facebook, not only for the exciting debate, but for the knowledge it yielded. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we have been taught and educated to politicize towards the development of our country. Yes, indeed. This is because all our motions were geared toward fostering a better Ghana for our Ghanaian people. Mr. Speaker, I am glad to look up to the first parliament with delight and high expectation from the second parliament. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, thank you very much for your dissolution remark. Honorable members, we move to the next item on the order paper. Dissolution remarks by the majority leader. Honorable Amanor David Narh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Honorable members, today, Saturday, 13th August 2022, marks the ending of all the sittings the first Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament. As majority, we must first of all acknowledge the support of the Almighty God who gave us the strength and good health to discharge our mandate satisfactorily throughout the one-year tenure that is about to end. We must also express gratitude to the founders of this particular movement and all of us who have given our all in all to make this a success. Personally, I would like to applaud all members of the first Parliament, most especially the majority caucus, for holding Parliament and the parliamentary debate throughout the entire season. It is also important to note that we've held 10 sittings, 1 virtual and 9 physical sittings, 10 virtual leadership seminars, and 1 anniversary which was held on the 28th of March 2022. Honorable members, I must say that we've all done well as far as this particular journey of the first Parliament is concerned. And I would like to indulge all of us who are proceeding into the second Parliament to do well as we have been doing in the second Parliament. In conclusion, honorable members, I do, as majority leader of the first Parliament, wish you all well in your life endeavor. I urge you all, particularly the non-returning members of Parliament, to conduct yourself in a way that upholds the integrity of the movement and Parliament as a whole. I also wish all members of the second Parliament the very best as we all proceed to learn and unlearn for the future. I thank you very much for your attention, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Honorable members, we will now move to the second to last item on today's order paper, Speaker's Dissolution Remarks. I'll proceed to read my remarks as Speaker and for the office of the Speaker. Honorable members, this House is at the verge of its existence, as it will be dissolved very soon. First Parliaments are not always perfect. Ours is no exception. As Speaker, I was to guide the House to achieve its purpose and set precedence and an image to the world of who we are, who YIP is, and which movement we are part of. I am certain that it was a success. Honorable members, as Speaker of the House, I performed my duties to the best of my abilities. Leadership and MPs as well did their best. Honorable members, kindly allow me to set the records of very clear details of sittings we held, virtual seminars we held, and other necessary details for the attention of the House. These are the records of the sittings we held. First regular sitting on Saturday, 8th August 2021. That was the inaugural sitting for this House. Second regular sitting on Sunday, 10th October 2021. Third regular sitting on Monday, 15th November 2021. Fourth regular sitting on Sunday, 20th February 2022. Fifth virtual sitting on Tuesday, 22nd March 2022. Sixth regular sitting on Sunday, 3rd April 2022. Seventh regular sitting on Sunday, 15th May 2022. Eighth regular sitting on Sunday, 19th June 2022. Ninth regular sitting on Sunday, 9th June 2022. And today's sitting, which is the last sitting, 10th regular sitting on Saturday, 13th August 2022. My deputy speakers and an MP equally chaired each one sitting at least. Virtual seminars held during the tenure of the first Parliament. First VLS with Mr. Eric Edamadbana on Thursday, 20th January 2022. Second VLS with Mr. Michael Elom Dota on Thursday, 10th February 2022. Third VLS with Mr. Julius Kwame Anthony on Wednesday, 2nd March 2022. Fourth VLS with Honorable Peter Nochukotoe on Thursday, 10th March 2022. Fifth VLS with Her Excellency Lillian Saliado on Tuesday, 15th March 2022. Sixth VLS with Mr. Faisal Abdul Idrisu on Thursday, 24th March 2022. Seventh VLS with Reverend Roger Elom Chitriku on Friday, 1st April 2022. Eighth VLS with Mr. Eric Noama Koranche on Thursday, 7th April 2022. Ninth VLS with W.H. Kobina Adomaji, London on Thursday, 14th April 2022. And the 10th VLS with Miss Christabel Chocho Lamy on Wednesday, 1st June 2022. Honorable members, we also held some unique activities during the tenure of the first Parliament. International Women's Day panel discussion on Wednesday, 9th March 2022. First anniversary special sitting on Friday, 22nd April 2022. And panel discussion with second parliamentarians on Monday, 1st August 2022. Challenges of the first Parliament. Honourable members, there was no constituency representation during the first Parliament. And due to that, we had uncertain numbers of MPs. The committee system was dormant. Attendance by MPs was poor, especially during the second session of the House. There were no votes and proceedings and official reports, only virtual records, which are the recordings of each sitting we held, all uploaded on YouTube and Facebook. Recommendations to the second Parliament. The second Parliament has already introduced constituency representation with 93 constituencies. We recommend that there should be improved attendance by members of the second Parliament at sittings. If Imba Parliament holds a sitting each month, we recommend that the committee systems should be very active and recommend the clerks to take good records so that we will have votes and proceedings and official report for each of our sittings. Honorable members, on behalf of myself and the just to acknowledge them, please, the microphone should be off. Just to acknowledge them, my first Deputy Speaker was Honorable Felix Kwakye Adiche. Second Deputy Speaker is, and soon to be was, Honorable Emmanuel Hedike. And we had one MP who acted in our absence, and she chaired the 9th sitting. That is Honorable Janet Elom-Adbesuge. On behalf of them, I extend my gratitude to the entire House and consistent members. Honorable members, just to mention a few consistent members. We have Honorable Vixen Bright Selom, Honorable Wanda Jamesi, Honorable Selom Agbaxode, we have Honorable Hubert Agbaxode, and then all other honorable members that I have not seen here. But just for the records, I did acknowledge you at sittings that you proved them wrong. So I want to thank you all. And then my clerks for a good work done. At every point in time, we always ensure that the clerk table is full. and Ms. Benedicta Jeke did very well in ensuring that the clerk table is always full. And then other MPs and members who came around to ensure that the clerk's table is always full for our sittings. On that note, God bless you all. God bless Youth Impact Parliament. God bless the youth, and God bless us all. I thank you very much. Honourable members, we'll proceed to the last item on the order paper. Motion for adjournment sine die. Majority Leader, kindly do us that honors.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. In the absence of any further business, I move for this House to be dissolved and sine die. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, with much excitement into the second parliament. I rise to second the motion being moved by my honorable member, Amanor. Thank you.
Honorable members, I wish to stand up to perform this last duty as Speaker of the House. Honorable members, motion moved and seconded for this House to adjourn sine die and be dissolved accordingly. I now put the question to the House. All honorable members in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Not in favor, say nay. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, by the operations of Order 52 of our standing orders, and the motion being moved and seconded that this House adjourns sine die and stands dissolved. At 12 p.m. today, 13th August 2022, this House duly stands adjourned.